about half a length back from that Deerfield crew. But man, oh man, is this a screeching start for this boys 3v8. You have Andover trying to get themselves up here a length on St. John's, about half a length up on Deerfield, but your order as it stands is lane 2 Andover with a half length lead, maybe a little bit less over that Deerfield crew in lane 1. From Deerfield, it's a half length back to St. John's, and then from there it's a deck back to BC High, a deck back to Exeter, and Exeter is just about Exeter, actually, I'd say, is a seat down on Brunswick here. It's Brunswick and BC High tied for a deck behind St. John's. But it is Andover. Andover hanging on here. I guess hanging on wouldn't be a right way to put it. They are just sheer willpower holding themselves up on this Deerfield crew. Good hang on these oars. Good swing together. Just moving this boat. Andover making a big jump here on the power through this first 500 to try to get a full length on that Deerfield crew. Now you have Andover moving a little bit up on Deerfield. Deerfield moving up a little bit on St. John's. So these two boats are starting to pull away from the pack. But you have BC High now starting to inch up a little bit. Brunswick also moving with BC High, trying to take that bronze medal position away from St. John's. Who's it gonna be? It's Andover in first. Deerfield, that margin has not changed. Andover is up on Deerfield a half a length here. St. John's has dropped back about another half length, so you have about a length lead, Deerfield to St. John's. And now you have St. John's, the boys in red, the hometown heroes, holding on against these BC High and Brunswick competitors in lanes 4 and 6. Can they do it? All crews are starting to dial the pace up a little bit. They can feel the end of this race coming. BC High bowman looking over at that St. John's boat. He wants it. Brunswick starting to slip back a little bit on BC High, but St. John's trying to pull away from BC High here. Deerfield making a move on Andover, but it is Andover, Deerfield, and St. John's so far in your medal positions, with BC High pushing. And we'll hand it over to Kevin in the tower for this lightning fast third Varsity 8 grand final.
Grand final. Deerfield and Andover out in front, leading the pack, showing their pedigree once again. These Deerfield 8s have just been absolutely crushing it in their first year rowing the 8s. Great to see. Andover as well, having a great heat and having repeated success here in the grand final. As St. John's, our #1 seed, just seems to be slipping back a little bit off the pace, hanging back there with BC High and Exeter. Brunswick in the outside lane as well is pushing very hard. It's going to be a very tight final. But it seems to be Andover really throwing down that rhythm, big rhythm, pressing their advantage over those other crews and trying to press Deerfield back with a little bit of a stiff arm move for my football fans out there. But Andover right now, thumping down the course. Deerfield responding. Deerfield's got the horsepower. They're stepping up. They're starting their sprint. And here goes Deerfield. Deerfield wants it. I can see those boys through my binoculars absolutely cranking it. My, look at this. Look at Andover go. Andover, Coxon's looking over, barking at their crew, pushing for more. They're going to need it versus Deerfield crew. Deerfield's charging. I see that Deerfield 2-seat looking over every stroke, trying to make sure they're closing the distance. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be a barn burner. Deerfield is moving, absolutely moving. Seat by seat. Andover's trying to hold him. Andover with that famous sprint, but Deerfield is just taking seat by seat every stroke. Moved from 4 to 3 to 2. Pulling alignment with 10 strokes to go. It looks like Deerfield's going to nip Andover at the line. Here goes Deerfield. Yep, Deerfield's up half a rigger. Here we go. Deerfield. Oh, my goodness. I can't call that one. Deerfield, Andover. Oh, my. I'll leave that up to the race officials, but my